Did anyone else just realise that both Raiders halves are called Ethan?
All right, that might be the intro of the day.
Like, I was just looking at it and I was like, damn, they're both called Ethan. And their last names both start with S. They're both Ethan S. What a time to be alive. Do you reckon that's ever happened in a rugby league side? Both have first name.
Well, they all have
same.
They have common letters in their last name as well. They all have S. They all have A. They all have
Yeah,
N.
but that's not
all have E.
I think we're reaching.
But that's a reach. That's a reach. The fact that it's, same first name, last name initial. Has that ever happened? Like, if Nathan Cleary was partnered with like Nathan Clydesdale, that'd feel pretty weird, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a good yarn. That's a good yarn.
All right. Welcome back to Loopholes and Lockouts. Going into round 8, everybody. Obviously, same format of team lists, but for this week, for our main segment, we're going to be previewing our origin teams. We've each got one whipped up. We're going to be ripping through positionally, and then we're going to try and make a little consensus one on the fly as well. So stay tuned for that. That'll be lots of fun. And obviously panic buys and sells still. Physio Files, the main segments, and teams, trades, captains, and tips. So yeah, let's rip in.
Fantastic. Alrighty, starting off Thursday night, Tigers versus the Raiders. A lot of changes here to the Tigers backline. Staffatoa comes in for, I believe this is his first game of the season.
Yep.
In the centres. And Lau Lily goes back onto the wing with Makasini and Patrick Herbert dropping out. Patrick Herbert's on the bench, so he's not actually injured.
No,
he's just out the side.
So I think it was a play to maybe get Madden on the field, move Dewey to centre sort of a little bit into the game. I wonder if they'll do that again.
Yeah, I'd be amazed. It didn't work. It just got Dewey away from the ball.
Yeah.
We'll
see. I've heard floating around that he might go to lock this week. They might try that. But obviously
Jock Madden?
No, Dewey to lock, Jock Madden to 7.
Because
I can see that more.
I haven't heard that obviously from Benji at all, so they obviously may not do that. But
you're not talking to Benji, are you?
Nah, I'm not in cahoots really.
To support your point though, Elliot, they have dropped Latu Fine out off the bench and into the extended reserve. So it's probably likely that if there's a 10, 15-minute stint at the end of the game, that might be the case. So interesting there.
Well, I don't want him to take my glorious King 12 minutes, so hopefully 12 goes to front row.
And I don't want Dewey to move into lock, so it would kind of just work for everyone if they just stayed in their lanes.
If Dewey did a hamstring, it'd be all right.
That is crass from you. That's outrageous.
Bro felt the turbo pain and he just wants others to feel his.
For the Raiders, I believe this is a mostly unchanged side. Josh Papali'i is now out for 6 to 8 weeks, so Ata Mariota into the front row, and they're running the same back line as last game. Tamale comes back onto the bench after requesting to be dropped. May just see himself on the sidelines for a long time now, so he'll probably regret that, Civilio. That's it for the Raiders, I think. Cowboys versus Sharks. Sharks back off the bye. A lot of changes to the back line. Hiroti moves onto the wing. Big Sifitalikai into the centres. Jackson Purdy might be licking his lips with that lack of footwork in the centres.
I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's diabolical.
Bit hectic. Sharks, Cameron McInnes back onto the bench. Probably bad news for Jesse Colquhoun owners. Maybe time. Although he's probably done pretty well for them in the end. I reckon he's probably gained
a lot more than we thought.
180k probably in the end. I think he's low fives at the moment, so he's done pretty well. For the Cowboys, Reid Marnie back into the side, Taulungi back into the side, and Jeremiah Nanai comes back onto the edge. Will be interesting to see what that means for Lukey, whether Lukey's going to keep that 80-minute role. I'd hope at least it's for another week or two and while Nanai gets his legs under him, but then maybe that will change. So that could be a problem that presents itself later down the line. Any quick thoughts here?
Bit disappointing, I think, to see Sonny Luke drop back to the bench. He's been great for him, so a little bit disappointing there, but that will still be at least one of their subs, 2 middle subs, and then whether they take Cotter off or Nanai for some minutes, who knows? Just to wait and watch there for Lukey down the track.
Yep. Broncos versus the Bulldogs Friday night. Basically, every Bronco on planet Earth is injured. A starting front row of Ben Tolte and Jack Gosiewski was not on my bingo card for this year, but hey, we're here. Xavier Willison keeps that spot at lock, probably in for some big minutes there. Jesse Arthurs is named to play, even though I definitely thought he was injured.
Definitely, yeah, I thought so too. I thought Katoni was potentially an out, and then, yeah.
Apparently they're both racing for a return, as per some sources I found. But I don't know how factual that is. It could be. I think Staggs just said he wants to play regardless. there was no major mechanism issue, I don't think. I think it's just sort of a bit of a niggle. For Arthur's, though, it's a bit surprising to see him back. I did not think he was back, given he was iced up on the sideline in the 50th minute of last game. So, yeah, interesting. Bit of a shambles team, but you know what? If there's a coach that can get the boys up and about, it's probably a big match. So I'm looking forward to the game.
Yep. Sorry.
I was just going to say, keen to see what Va'a Semu was going to do off the bench. Apparently, he had debuted. Was going to debut last week, and he had like all of his family come down.
Oh wow!
20 shirts and everything. And
25 plus people flew down to
Campbelltown. Far out.
Yeah, crazy. Oh well.
That's all right. Hopefully, we'll get on this game.
That's it.
Nice home ground debut now. So
yeah,
indeed. Bulldogs, Stephen Crichton back into the side. Kiro's out injured. Jonathan Sewer onto the wing. And then otherwise an unchanged side, I believe, to my understanding.
Yep.
Dragons versus the Roosters, the classic traditional Anzac Day game. The big change, Kyle Flanagan, now that his dad isn't there to pick him, drops out of the side, and Cade Reid comes in at 7. Sorry, mate. Otherwise, and Ryan Couchman comes onto the edge to replace Jaden Sewer, who's now suspended for 3 weeks. Rest in peace, Jaden Sewer. For the Roosters, Hugo Savala keeping the spot in the centres. Billy Smith is on the bench.
I saw
that.
Apparently he's still a bit touch and go, so they're just giving him the extra week, but could be back as soon as next week, or even play this week, depending.
Okay, cool. So, otherwise, I believe this is unchanged from the Roosters.
Lads, I might have the yarn of the day for you just quickly while we're on the beautiful Dragons. Did you hear what happened on Monday with the Dragons? So they were, the Dragons looking for an interim coach after sacking Shane Flanagan, and I think it's Dean Young, who's the potential interim coach. He's in now, but they couldn't organise a deal, like the board and him. They didn't want to take him on board or whatever. Bro, they cancelled training on Monday because they didn't have a coach to coach them, bro. If that doesn't scream Teddy 200 plus points this weekend, I don't know what does.
He's actually going to rip and tear.
Yeah, it feels like a Teddy captain week, to be honest. Lovely. Warriors versus the Dolphins in New Zealand, 6 p.m. on Saturday. What are the main changes here? Oh, yeah, Nicarima, I believe, is suspended.
Yeah,
so
1
Brad
week.
Shiner comes into the 6th jersey. Waz rocking that same back line as last week. I think it's fair enough. Kyle Pereira looked really, really good. And I think both these forward packs are basically the same, if not identical. Max Plath having a good start to the season.
Yeah,
Great
I
start.
agree.
Still no JMK in sight.
Yeah.
And on the Waz as well, Adam Pompey back this week, so onto the extended reserves. Whether there's a late flip or change there, who knows?
Yeah.
But just to be aware of, if you own, I don't know, maybe Tane drops back to the bench like he did last week for that, or who knows? Just keep an eye on it before the game day, just to check that your players are playing where you want them to.
Yep. Storm versus the Rabbitohs. What's changed here?
Unchanged for the Storm after 5 losses in a row was the quote I saw.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Joe Chan still got a starting spot after some of the defense in the last 2 weeks, but obviously a dominant ball runner. We know what he can do with the ball.
Oh, yeah, that's right. All the changes are on the Bunnies. Brandon Smith, currently named to start in the 2nd row. I've heard other people say that this isn't actually going to happen.
I don't think so.
They're suspecting it's going to be Hubner moves into that jersey and Brandon Smith moves to 9. Garlick's dropped to the bench. But yeah, I don't really know what Wayne's thinking there.
I mean, it's pretty interesting they take Bronson Garlick, Pete Mamazelis, and Cheese in one team. So
yeah, I don't know what's doing here.
I think there's a real word he just does. Like, I don't know why you'd have 3 hookers unless you're going to play Cheese at lock and maybe Murray on the edge. I think they did that for a little bit last week. And so maybe that's the call. Maybe they'll flip him game day or something. Maybe it's a mental thing. But yeah, Cam Murray feels a little wasted on the edge. I'm going to be honest. He's too good. Being that link man in the middle. But yeah, I'm keen to see how it all works out.
Well, now they've got Ewan Aiken back. Murray won't be touching the edge again, I'd imagine. I think this is the first week Aiken's been back. So good news for South. Keon keeps that spot on the bench. Far out, Keon.
Just need to rest him for a couple of weeks, bro.
Yeah.
Like a game against the Storm, a grindy game through the middle, just feels like the perfect opportunity to just give him a rest.
Yeah, it's a big game though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a tough one there. Alrighty, Knights versus the Panthers. James Schiller onto the wing. That's fantastic. Greg Marju drops out. Is he suspended, injured?
Yeah, concussion.
Concussion, yep. So Schiller onto the wing. Otherwise, this looks like the same and night side to me. Penrith, Casey McLean comes back into the side. Isaac Tongo drops out. Freddie Lussick, as we all expected, is now the new number 9, while Mitch Kenny's gone for a couple months probably, I imagine it is, although I'm sure we'll hear about that later in the Physio Files.
Absolutely.
I think that's it. Major talking point out of this game is probably Francis Manule-Lua, who looks like he might be the cheapy pick of the litter at second row this week.
Yeah.
Especially, as you mentioned on our previous pod, just to reiterate for the viewers, I guess, he's already played a game at the start of the season, so his 72 will be there for 2 price rises, which is great. Yep. Great news for people. I know I'm targeting him this week just to go down and get some cash at second row, especially if you got an injured, I don't know, either Lucas or Fafita still, or obviously if you had Sewer like us, probably a great downgrade option of the week. So, yeah.
Yep, I'd agree. And then final game of the round, Manly versus Parramatta at 4 Pines Park. Tolucola, as we all expected, gets the nod at fullback. Clayton Fa'alu moves into the centres. Looks like that'll be that for the next, I guess, 6 to 8 weeks. And Manly persist with the Brendan Wakeham starting at 9 play, which I still think is pretty rogue. But, yep, for Parramatta, Ronald Volkman still starting at 6. He's set for a big price rise this week. I believe his break even to negative 46.
Yeah, right.
So that could be one people look at. Otherwise, geez, I was looking at this Parramatta side. I was like, how is Lucas Moretti, similar with the Broncos, how is Luca Moretti a starting front rower?
Well, yeah, and saying that they've decided to opt for Jack Williams back to an edge.
I don't understand.
Weird. Yeah.
They're so light on middles.
Yeah.
And they still managed to bench Jack DeBellin.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
We got Moretti in the front row. What are we doing? Feel bad as well for Kelma Tuolungi. You've been having a fantastic year. On the bench again. It seems doesn't make sense to me.
I think that's an injury thing, though. I think he's coming back from injury.
Was he? Okay.
Yeah, so Kitty and Kautonga was obviously, I can't remember if it was suspension or concussion.
No, he's
for him.
injured. He's injured. He's now at the side, right?
No. Oh, so maybe he's suspended for this week as well. I think it was 2-match suspension.
I thought Kautonga injured something.
Oh, so yeah, wow. Maybe it's the other way then. Maybe I'm confusing the two of them.
That's right. I don't know if I'm going to find it fast enough. There we go. Expected to miss the next 6 weeks after an MCL.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't.
That was
see
last
that.
round.
So I
That
was
was
the
last
wrong
round.
way round. So I think, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Feels tough on Kelma. You could play Jack in the front row and then put Kelma
I think
on the
he
edge.
was definitely suspended for 1 week then. So that's interesting that or concussion maybe. But interesting
Maybe.
they
I don't
haven't
know.
started him, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Both names returned from concussion. Kelman was concussed last week. Okay, there we go. We found the answer, guys. Yeah, that's right. I think that's pretty much it. Team list done for another week. Honestly, a pretty underwhelming week of team lists.
Yeah, on a week where there was a lot of injuries, it's kind of just been that no one's
Straight
really
down the middle.
emerged. Yeah. The only rogue thing I saw was the Sifa Talakai play. From all reports, I just don't think Sione Katoa, is it, who dropped out? I think?
We didn't even talk about that. We did.
Well,
Katoa's just been dropped.
Yeah, he's not even injured.
Oh,
He's just
really?
been straight
I didn't
dropped.
know that. Oh, true.
So that's why I was like, what's going on here? Like,
Yeah, that
Assumed
feels...
there was an injury I didn't see.
I'm almost certain he's on the bench.
Yeah,
Sifa
right.
Talakai's
So-
quite cheap. Could it tick the needle for you? I know I said to Elliot yesterday, I was like debating between this new cheapie and then obviously
When you say quite cheap,
he's 300k flat. So it's like within the realms
Yeah.
of possibility as a cheapie.
interesting. Big old
Possible
Sifa.
Macassini downgrade.
I mean, he is that wonderful duel as well.
Yeah.
If he gets a decent run, then
Well,
I could be tempted.
It's probably Ronaldo coming back as the biggest threat to him, right?
I'd say
think.
no, but
Yeah, that's
the
what I'm
biggest
saying.
threat is Katoa just moves back into
But
the
I just
side.
don't think he will. Why would they drop him all of a sudden?
Could just be a message for 1 week. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I think if he holds that spot next week, then he's definitely a strong bring-in. I mean, I had him last year, and when he's playing centre, his tackle breaking and offloading is quite strong, and obviously a try-scoring threat if they can get him close to the line. But and it seems to be they're kind of favouring that right side a lot this year, so maybe even better this year than it was last year.
Yeah.
He obviously played a bit on the left as well last year, but yeah, could be a good option.
Yeah.
So welcome to the Physio Files for the week. There's actually a bit to go through this week and a lot of injuries, which is never good. Keanu Kinney has his rib injury, 1 to 3 weeks. Elevated re-aggravation risk, though, I saw. So whether that's a potential trade out if his work rate's down, they've obviously got the bye this week. probably have a week to think about it. But if you're looking for a Teddy upgrade, there's definitely worse options out there. And I think just that little bit of work rate decrease might turn some of those scraping 50 to 60s into 40s, which is not what you want to see from your premium fullbacks. Kotoni Staggs has been named to play despite the knee foot injury, I should say. Same with Jesse Arthurs. I've put a note here as well that they're back in, but probably slightly in doubt this week. I know Kotoni said he'll play regardless, but for Jesse Arthurs, it might be a bit more up in the air with that. Jacob Little confirmed with a tier 1 hamstring injury. That's only 1 to 3 weeks, but given his injury history, it's probably going to be more like 2 to 4 for the Dragons. I doubt they'll rush him back and risk him early. Tom Cant, obviously, with the calf injury on the weekend, pre the game. So Francis Manu
I think it's Leilua. I've been saying Leilua, but
Manu
Leilua. Like literally Joey Manu, Luciano Leilua.
Should be set for 4 weeks, I think, with the Dylan Lucas and now Tom Cant injuries having an extended timeline for that. Yep. So definitely a strong buy, as we talked about before. Tom Dravojevic with his hamstring injury, 6 to 8 weeks confirmed, which means Cole's going to get 6 to 8 weeks at fullback, which is great news if you have him. I think the Manly Seagulls love to use their fullback, so that'll be great for him. Nari Tuala obviously did his hamstring injury in the captain's run last week, but wasn't pulled out of the side until game day. So if you have him, it is time to move him on. He's looking at 2 to 4 at a minimum, but the Bulldogs have not confirmed an injury timeline for him or Kiraz yet. Payne Haas, one of our Origin players we were talking about, MCL injury with grade 3, so similar to Ben Hunt's injury, expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks. Important to note that the fastest ever return is 5 weeks, which was Sam Burgess. So even if he returns fastest ever, he's going to be pushing it for Origin Game 1. I don't think there's a world they risk him. I think they'll just, sort of put him on the sideline for the first one and have him back for Game 2. Reece Walsh, people sort of speculated that he'd be back this week. He's going to be returning next week. So Broncos have come out and confirmed they're not going to rush him back. He'll be expected to make his return in round 9 next week. Josh Papali'i, 6 to 8 weeks with a partial calf tear. One of those people that's always sort of in and around the Origin squad from time to time. He's similar to Payne Haas. He won't be playing Game 1, so don't expect to see his face. Corey Jensen with a lung clot. Now, it came out during the week.
Blood clot.
Blood clot. In his lung, I should say. Lung clot. So, it came out during the week that he reported tightness of chest pre the game, but that only came out after the injury was sort of confirmed. So whether there was a little bit of, can you please just play because we need middles? We'll wait and see on that. But yeah, interesting to hear that. They may not have given it the respect it deserved. And then obviously we talked about it before, Mitch Kenny, 8 to 12 weeks out with a fractured tibia. So that's never a great sign. Few names returning pre-Origin that I thought I'd touch on. Obviously, Jeremiah Nane back this week. You've got KP in the coming weeks. There's a few more people that are in or around the squad who will be back in time. Whether they can get fit and ready to go will be the other question for that. So, perfect. I'll leave the Physio Files there for the week. Hopefully, you learn a little bit. And obviously, wheels up to Francis Manu Lailea.
Okay. Something like that.
All right. Let's rip into the Origin teams. So we're going to go down positionally, then down the lines that like Dan will say his fullback, I'll say my fullback, Ben will say his fullback. Obviously for Queensland, then we'll do New South Wales, and then we're just going to try and, I think, build a consensus team on the fly.
Yep.
Yeah, sweet.
Like if we fully agree, we'll just put them in. And if there's a bit of a split, we'll have a quick discussion.
We'll have a discussion about it, but yeah,
cool.
Should be interesting for you guys, so cool.
I'll kick us off then. Started with Queensland.
Yeah.
Fullback, Reece Walsh.
Yep. I've got the same, Reece Walsh as well.
Yep, felt like had to happen. He'll be back, next week?
Yep.
So yeah,
I think it'll be hard for Billy to look past.
Fantastic. All right, wing. I've got one locked in, and that's Murray Taulagi.
Yep.
And then the second one, I've said Xavier Coates.
I agree. That's what I have.
I've got the same too.
We've all got the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think pending fitness on Coates, he'll be in there. So
yeah.
But I think he'll be back. He's supposedly back round 10. 2 full games under the belt. Hopefully that's enough to sort of get his fitness back.
I did write as well that Coates isn't available. I think you put Val there.
I agree.
Yeah. Whether Hammer even moves to the wing and Val goes to centre.
I'd probably be more happy
after last weekend
hiding Val on a wing, I can't lie.
But I did also see Dane Gagai is named thrown up in a few team
no.
lists. I don't think he'll play, but
I love
interesting to
Dane.
know
I
that
can't
people
lie,
are
I'd be
backing
quite
him.
happy if Dane played.
I love Dane, but I think it's
love
time
Dane.
to move on.
Yeah.
Especially since,
I mean, you could say the same of Val, though. It's time to move on.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But yeah, maybe
I think
gets
Billy's shown that he's going to move on.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Centers, I think it's pretty obvious. I went the Hammer and Robert Toyer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
same.
I've got same.
Fantastic start, and we would all agreed on the halves as well. Munster Dearden.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Maybe we just all built the same side.
That would be pretty
boring.
funny.
Bench will get different. No,
Front row, I've gone Tino and Pat Carrigan.
I've done the same.
I've got Tino and Cotter.
Cotter starting front row. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
Interesting. Mine.
Give us a pitch. Give us a
Yeah,
pitch.
I guess my idea is they'll put Trent Liero at lock like they did.
Oh yeah, maybe we
last
should
year.
say that as well because that's probably relevant to this conversation. I have the same.
Yeah, right.
you have
I'd
Carrigan
probably
at lock then?
prefer to have... Yeah, I have Carrigan at lock.
I just think they've shown in the past that Ruben Cotter isn't the punch-up starting middle they like. For me, it would either be
I think
Tino.
they've started with Cotter every game.
No,
I
often
don't
in
know
the
if in
second
the
row.
sure?
I think in the second row.
In the second row?
Yeah.
I don't think they've started with Cotter in the second row unless there's been an injury or we've had someone pull out.
I reckon last year in at least one of the games, he was starting second row.
He definitely was. I can.
You continue to talk. I'll pull up the team list.
I just think they'll put Carrigan at prop because we need a big minute prop, and Tino's obviously gone down a bit this year, so they're going to be Carrigan there, and I have Trent Liero starting at lock, similar to last year. Carrigan, interestingly, played off the bench last year, so I think he'll start
yeah,
this
that's
year.
right.
Billy was doing bush poet things.
So game one last year, Cotter started in the second row. They also started in both games. They started Cotter in the second row.
Yeah, I did think so.
The hat trick. All 3 games he started in the second row. There you go.
Yeah, right.
He's never started. They won't. I think the real world is it's either Tino, Collins, Carrigan, or Tino, Carrigan, Trent Liero.
So just looking at this, yeah, they didn't start Carrigan in the front row for any of the games. It was Mo Fodawaker, Josh Papali'i with Tino.
Yeah,
So maybe they will be resistant to go Carrigan.
I think this year he's shown enough.
I would probably agree.
And with Josh Papali'i out, Mo in terrible form.
Oh, they're not
Actually
gonna pick
playing
Mo.
off the bench for the Titans. I don't think they'll look for another punchy middle, and that'll be Pat Carrigan, I think.
I think if you pick Collins in the starting side, I think he's better off the bench these days. I think with Collins.
Yeah, I think you can take it or leave it, but
Sure.
We happy to roll with that then?
Yep.
Grant Carrigan and Liero, cool.
yeah,
Hey,
I don't
look
love
around.
Liero starting lock, but
I just think
don't know
he's a-
why you wouldn't have Carrigan there.
I just think he's a job doer.
I agree, but I just think that's what they've done in the past, and I think that's what they'll continue to do. So did Trent Liero start at lock all 3 games? I think he did, didn't
The
he?
first two, the first one he came off the bench. I could see it. I just don't know who this other front rower is then.
Yeah,
If it's not,
probably Collins if I had to guess, but yeah, it
that
doesn't feel
quite
quite right.
to be honest.
That's all right. Onto the edges.
I was gonna say Harry Grant at 9.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's his
Okay,
stock
cool.
standard. So,
Edges.
for me, Kurt Capewell, David Fafita, I think they're looking for experience in this team somewhere.
Wow.
When Cherry Evans comes back, and Kurt Capewell starting second row, he's done it before. He'll do it again for me. So, I've gone with him, and then obviously Big Dave Fafita. If he can get in form by the time, then he might be there. A few other names in the hat around that starting second row, but that's what I've gone for.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Knew there's gonna be disagreement somewhere.
Yeah, it felt too good to be true. No, I think Fafita's dead and buried with this injury. I think there's no chance Billy gives a look to him anymore. So I've gone with Finney Fuiaki, Dan's child.
And
Capewell I've gone with, actually. I think Nana could push for that spot, but obviously it's his first week back, so I've just rocked in a solid Queenslander
yeah, nice.
in Capewell.
I do like that. I've gone Fenafuaki and Lukey. I think Lukey could start. Capewell, yes, I get it. Like, I'm not mad at putting Capewell in the second row at all. I think Lukey's been great. I think he's been fantastic. He's running great lines. His defense has been pretty good. I think it works well having... Oh, no, Lukey has been on the right. I think Lukey's played on the left before, though. I can picture Lukey playing
Yeah, I
left
think he
second
has
row.
played on the left.
So you can go Fenafuaki on the right and Lukey on the left. I think that works for me. I like them. They're both explosive. They can both go 80, no concerns.
I just don't know if Lukey is origin tested already and whether game 1 in Sydney they'll pick Lukey to start. I doubt it. I think there's a real world for him on the bench, and I'm happy to go with Capewell and Finay Fuiaki to start and Lukey off the bench. I'm happy with that. Obviously, I had Fafita probably up in the A. Need a bit of a big performance when he comes back from his injury, which I thought he could give, given Origins around the corner. But I'm kind of take it or leave it with him. There's so many names in the hat at second row. I think it'd be Fide Filiaki, and just defensively and ball running, he's been so strong. And Capewell, obviously, tried and tested on the other edge.
Yeah.
I just feel like I have problems with Lukey's defense
Yeah.
and defensive reads. I just don't know if that he's quite up to Origin standard right now.
In saying that, though, is there a wild Fine Filiaki move to the left to keep the Dearden and Lukey defensive combination? That's something to consider as well.
Interesting point.
So,
Yeah, true.
I think the issues on that edge have come from wider positions.
If we have a single best, relatively consensus-based second row, I don't know why you'd change his position. Like everyone's chatting him up. I don't know. I don't think I'd move him.
I probably wouldn't either.
So for that reason, I think Lukey off the bench, and he'll probably take some of.
Yeah, okay, we can do that. Capewell and Finafuyaki. Now the bench. This is where it gets interesting.
So are we all obviously happy with Trent Leo at lock then? Just checking.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So on the bench, I think we just go through names that we I'm pretty confident we've all got Lindsay Collins on our bench.
We've got Collins.
All got Cotter.
You had Cotter in your starting, but I imagine that means you'd be happy with him on the bench.
Yep.
And then we just all said Lukey.
Yep. Oh, I'm actually not happy with Lukey if we're going to
No
have
Lukey on the bench.
Cotter. Yeah.
Okay.
Because Cotter can play second row. I don't think there's a point in taking a specialist second row on the bench, in my opinion.
Yeah, okay.
I think they'll take a utility. They'll take an outside back and then 3 middles and an edge, in my eyes at least.
I don't think they'll take the edge.
I mean, to be fair, my side actually agrees with you because I don't have a specialist edge on my bench outside of Cotter.
Yeah.
I'm just going to start saying some names then. I've got Ponga on my bench.
I've got Ponga as well.
I do not have Ponga.
He's my 19th.
I don't have Ponga.
I have him in the 14, but like...
Same stuff.
I think they'll take Jackson Purdue over him just for cover at all positions. And then I have my other utility as Max Plath.
See, that's where I disagree with you because I think that Hammer can play all backs. They've got...
But Reese? Where's Reese going to move?
Well, Reese doesn't need a move. If Reese gets injured, Ponga comes in.
But what if Valdust gets injured? What are they going to do? They can't move Reese or...
Hammer to...
But he's already playing the centers.
You'd move Capewell out to the...
Yeah, Cape Boulder centers.
What are they really going to do that over taking an outside back?
Yeah, I reckon.
Interesting.
I don't think they'll take a specialist back.
If we don't have a specialist back row, like I don't mind having KP and Purdue, but I do think they'll take a specialist outside back, just purely on the fact that like injuries happen. It's happened so much where an outside back's gone down. Cable's good at center, but I don't think they'll play him there.
I do agree on a 6-man bench. I think you can afford to take an outside back to some extent.
Especially if you've got Cotter covering middle and edge, then.
I thought especially with Purdue because he can cover the halves.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't want it, but in the doomsday scenario where Munster goes down in the first 10 minutes.
I think they put KP there if they take KP.
Oh, in the front line, I just feel like we've seen that before. I mean, maybe.
I just think Origin's a different beast.
Maybe. He did play that game at 13 and looked like the Messiah.
Bloke. Yeah.
Just other bodies on my bench. I've got Gilbert on the bench.
I've got Gilbert too.
I have Gilbert as well. Yeah.
Oh, we all have Gilbert? Oh, fantastic.
So I think that also speaks to why would you take Lukey if you have Gilbert and Cotter, who can both play edge of the bench, in my opinion.
Well, who are the rest of your bodies on your bench then? So you got Ponga and the 3 we just said.
Do you have Plath?
I have Horsburgh because I had Papali up until yesterday. But I don't know if I love Horsburgh. I just took elected for the 4 big bench.
Yeah.
I have Collins, Trent, Gilbert, Horsburgh, which is Cotter, Collins, Gilbert, Horsburgh.
Yeah, and you have Plath. So we all have Plath, right?
Yeah, Plath.
So we actually all go Plath.
Yeah.
I went Plath at 19.
Oh, we're actually on the same wavelength. There.
Yeah, I think it's purely on the fact that he just covers so many positions. He could play on the edge. He could play at lock. He can play at 9. Like, you wouldn't want it, but worst doomsday scenario, 2 halves go down. He could probably play in the halves and do just a job.
Yeah. Okay, so we all agree on Collins, Cotter, Gilbert, Plath, and then it's just the last 2. So I've got Ponga, Purdue.
I've got Ponga.
You got Ponga, Horsburgh. And you got Purdue.
I had Fine Filiaki, Purdue, but it would be Lukey, Purdue. But I'm happy with Ponga, Purdue. I think Purdue, they'll just take an outside back with 6 people on the bench, sure.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm happy with the Ponga, Purdue. If we
Horsburgh feels non-important on this bench, I would say.
Yeah.
I love Big Red. He's a psycho, and I hope he could rip at a Queensland jersey. But I think just the experience of this bench is enough. As well, Platt can probably go through the middle and play some 13 role.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Now that I'm thinking about it, is there a real world they start Cotter on an edge and then bring Fine Fuiaki on into the game?
No.
I mean, I think there is a world because it's Billy, but I don't think he should do it.
Why would you not play Fine Fuiaki?
I don't agree.
He's been probably the
but
best, maybe. You would say you'd probably say top 3 back rower.
Yeah. Oh well. I'm pretty happy with that. So
cool.
we'll leave
Okay.
it like that.
So we go Walsh fullback, Coates and Taulungi on the wing, Hammer and Toyer in the centres, Munster in the halves, Tino Carrigan in the front row with Grant at the 9, Capewell and Finafuiak in the edges, Trent Lieri 13, and then we go a bench of Plath, Collins, Cotter, Gilbert, Purgy Ponga. Sounds like a side to me.
I like that.
Fantastic. Now the Blues.
This is where it could be getting a bit.
I've gone Dylan Edwards still.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I went Dylan Edwards as well.
Pending fitness, I'd say. But yeah, I think if he's fit and raring to go, they'll pick him first.
Yeah. Are we saying? Oh no, because I made this before Crichton was selected. Yeah, all good.
Stephen Crichton.
Continue as yeah.
Yeah, he's fit.
Continue
He's fit.
Okay.
Wings. We spoiled this for each other a little bit before off air. I think we've all got Brian Toller.
Yeah.
And then I've gone Tom Jenkins.
We all gone Jenkins?
Yeah.
No, I went Mark.
Yeah. See, I think Mark is also a fair shout.
Well, if you two go Jenkins, let's just chuck Jenkins in. But yeah, I think Mark could definitely play at a pinch.
I think he could definitely play as well.
I definitely think he could play. I just think...
I now wonder if I'm wrong.
But the thinking behind developing Jenkins into a New South Wales Blues winger, given Mark has 1 year and then going to Union.
I just don't think they'll think development. I think if
agree.
they think Mark is the one that is
the
better
series.
or will win the series, they'll pick him.
I agree.
I just don't know if he is better at the moment. He was elite last year, but he just doesn't look the same beast this year.
Jenkins is amazing and is scoring lots of tries. I just wonder if you put like Barry, who's the concreter who works full week, if you put him on the wing, could he have scored 50% of Jenkins' tries?
No. Jenkins has scored like a lot of those bomb catches.
I think
That's why I said 50%. He's caught the other 50.
For my thinking around it is actually regardless of the try scoring threat, because they can both score. Jenkins is just a whole lot better and busier out of his own end than Mark. And I think for that reason they'll take him, because the physicality in Origin games tires your second rows and your middles out. I think they'll put him in there for his work out of their own end.
This is pretty funny because I'm not sure if you have the same opinion, but on the podcast on Tuesday, you said the exact same reasoning, or like Dan did. I don't know if you were chimed in or not. But for Jenkins not to be picked. Like the exact same reason.
I looked at the numbers and I realized that his base was way, way better than I thought it was. I thought he was like an Alex Johnston try-dependent kind of guy. He was...
Oh, no.
He was not that. He's got like... He's had games where he's got like 36 Supercoach points in runs. Like
he's just a freak.
He's been cooking.
It's pretty good.
He wants the ball.
You know what I was just thinking? If this was Queensland would pick Jenkins. I think New South Wales would pick Mark. Yeah. I think New South Wales would pick the bright, shiny toy over...
True.
But is Mark not the bright, shiny
Bar.
toy this year because he's scoring all the tries?
Nah. I think Mark just has that little bit of extra X factor.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is a way up of X factor versus work out of your own end for me. Like, that's kind of it. Like, Mark definitely, there's no doubting Mark has the X factor, but yeah, for me, I think Jenkins out of his own end is too strong.
What do we want to lock in?
Let's go Jenkins.
Let's go Jenko.
Yeah. I do still agree with what I just said, though. Now that we've talked through it, I think New South Wales will pick Mark. That sounds like something New South Wales would do.
Feels pretty New South Walesy.
Alrighty. Centres, Latrell and Crichton.
Yep.
Perfect. That's pretty easy.
I had good Tony in there as interim because I didn't know when Crichton was coming back. If he came back a little too close, I was actually interested whether Katoni would go to Origin. I think he's been playing good, but yeah,
I would agree. That'd be good. Halves. I've gone Moses Cleary.
I've done the same, although I think if you say Luai, you're not crazy. Or if you say Strange, you're also not crazy.
Oh, I think Strange is bordering.
I have Strange and Cleary.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fair.
I saw Laurie Daly come out in a presser. He said it's he's definitely in the mix.
Interesting.
I
love Strange.
I think I had to think about it. I initially put Luai in there, but then I thought
I think it'd be Strange over Luai in my mind at the moment.
I don't know. I reckon they'd go Luai. reputation. I mean, not
Oh,
representative football.
If it was Billy Slater as the coach, Luai is playing. However, it's Laurie Daly. I'm thinking that he might gravitate towards Strange. I think he has a similar game style to Luai. Run first, ball play later, and I think that might be it honestly might be the combination that breaks Queensland apart, I think.
Yeah, I just feel like I've been hearing for years people saying Moses Cleary halves.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way they pick Moses. Yeah, I think he's too out of form.
That was the thing that played on my mind.
In my opinion.
He's not having a great
would
year.
just say that kicking games seem so important in Origin, and having two dominant kicking games in your team at all times. If one of them gets tackled on fourth, you have that other option. Dylan Edwards not a notorious kicker. Reece Walsh or Kalen Ponga, whoever it will be for Queensland, is. I think they'll take two dominant kickers. I don't think Strange or Law are dominant kickers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they can, but I do see what you're saying.
I just don't think that'll factor into it more than other factors.
Yeah, I mean, what I think should actually happen is, because after Game 3 last year, everyone's saying that Cleary needs, some time off Origin. How can they possibly pick him next year? And then we get to 2026, and it's like we've all been zapped by that Men in Black thing where everyone forgets anything. New South Wales fans absolutely break my brain. So yeah, I think it should be like Luai Moses. Why would they pick Cleary?
I was interested to hear your point that you thought Billy Slater would have picked Luai. I would argue he would have picked Strange.
Nah,
He's shown affiliation, not relying on the past at all. He's happy to pick the young guns. Think of Toya over Gagai and Val, who are Origin tried and tested. I think if Billy Slater was in the position, I think he would have picked Strange, bro. He's the kind of player that I think Billy would love. Ethan Strange, like that Munster-esque sort of build where you just run the ball, you run hard. He's got an okay kicking game. Like, I did talk badly about it, but it's up to standard. It's no worse than Luai's, and he's a better ball runner than Luai. So I just think, in my mind, Billy Slater would pick Strange.
Yeah, interesting. I think that he would pick Luai because it doesn't matter about form. He would just pick guys who have done it before, especially in the halves.
Yeah, maybe.
In my opinion.
What I think I was thinking with the Moses Cleary thing is the weapons of this New South Wales team is like the centres mainly, but like the outside backs generally.
Yeah.
I think you kind of just want to get the ball to them, especially since the halves have been like the half play for New South Wales for the last, let's be general and say 15 years. Been pretty poor.
Yeah.
So I think you just want guys who are going to kind of dish the ball to, especially Trell at the moment.
Well, on that as well, your second rowers. There's no two better players to put your strike weapon second rowers through holes than Mitch Moses and Nathan Cleary.
Strange is good with Hudson Young, to be fair, now I think about it.
But they've swapped edges this year, so they're not even playing together.
Oh, yeah. Well, they could reunite, I guess.
They could, definitely, yeah. I think it's just the player Hudson Young is that he can just find a way through with. Doesn't matter. You could get old Billy, the plastic surgeon, out there on the field and have a red hot.
Yeah, to be honest, none of us said Luai. You said Moses Cleary, right?
Yeah.
Did you say Moses Cleary?
I now kind of think. I now kind of think it's.
Wow.
I now kind of think it's Luai. I think it's Luai. I don't see why he's had a great start to the year for the Tigers. He's a natural left-sided player, like every single time. He is tried and tested. He was in the side last year.
Yeah,
for one game. Yeah. But that was a Moses fitness issue, right?
Yeah, but I think Moses. I kind of agree with Elliot. Moses is having a terrible year.
He is. But again, if we're talking about merit, Mitch Moses on merit is like elite.
So now we have 3 different sixes.
Honestly, I think it's a drop of a hat.
Should we park it and return?
Yeah, let's come at that.
I'm going to write on 3 and we'll just return. Okay, excellent. Front row, and I think we include lock. I've got Yo and Terrell May in my front row with Cam Murray at 13. I think that's going to be unpopular.
I might have the exact same.
Oh, really? Oh, I'd be amazed at that. What have you got?
Yeah, I have the same.
That's just good stuff. That's good honest stuff right there. I didn't think I'd be the same as anyone at all.
I don't. I completely disagree.
What do you got?
I think Origin, you're looking for a hot start. I've put the 2 biggest bodies in that team, AFB and Terrell May, who will just tear shreds off the tiny pack of Queensland at the start, with Yo at lock. And then I do have credit in your opinion. I think they'll sub Murray on early into the game, into lock, and they'll move Yo to the front row.
Oh, yeah.
But I just think they will not start with Yo, Murray, and Yo and Murray both in the side, especially if Queensland are pulling out Trent Liero at lock, I think they will just put the biggest bodies and run solo at him and Grant all day.
I know they got enough big bodies. I think you can bench one or two of them. Like,
I don't disagree.
Yo and Murray are big minute guys, so you just play them and they can just kind of move between each other, like giving each other a rest or Yo moves to lock or whatever. I think you start with, spoiler, I think you start with AFB on the bench. His form for the Sharks this year, pretty mid. So I think you just kind of use him in more of that impact role off the bench. And I think Terrell, you play him because he can play an impact role, but for more minutes.
I don't disagree with the thought behind it. I just think you want to set a standard, and that was Stefano last year. I think that'll be AFB this year.
I don't see why Yo can't do that, to be honest.
Bro, do you think like if Queensland kick off to Yo, he's not like coming back at the speed of light and bumping three people off.
It's not all about that. That's not.
But it's about setting the precedent, bro.
That's not the whole story, I reckon.
I think there's also like, I get your point, but I think that they've started Yo every other year, and in years that Cam Murray is fit, they've probably played him on an edge. To be fair, but I think
this year.
Yeah, I don't think this year, no chance, in my opinion.
If you guys want to go with that, I'm happy. But
I think they'll have enough punch in Terrell, and then if they kick off to Yo does a job. So I'm pretty happy with having Yo there, and then using AFB with punch off the bench.
Murray's too good to. I think you have to start Murray.
Yeah,
he's too good.
Yeah.
Too good of a 13. Play the ball speed, too good.
I mean, is this the first year Yo plays off the bench then?
No.
I don't...
I had him on my bench, but then they confirmed he's going to be captain. And I was like, I don't know if they'll bench him then.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think I had what you had, which was AFB. Well, I had Murray on 13, but I had AFB starting.
Look, if that's the consensus I'm happy to go with, I just think Origin is setting a standard. The Blues will not roll Yo out at prop first game, but we'll wait and see. I'm happy to be proved wrong. I just think back to notorious other years they love, like Payne Haas has been that. Payne Haas and whoever it was, Stefano, this year it would have been Terrell, I think. Like if Payne Haas was there, you really think they're playing
If Payne Haas is there, it's all different.
Murray?
If Payne Haas is there, I think Yo does start on the bench.
I think Terrell May starts on the bench.
Yeah, maybe they could even do that.
They haven't even picked him before. I don't even like. We're picking him, but I don't even know if he'll be in the team. They might not like him for certain reasons. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll go with that then.
I do think you need a bigger Terminator style body though. If Payne Haas is not playing, that's why I have him straight back in.
I think you need two personally, but everyone's slightly different with that.
All right, 9. I've gone Brayley. I think it is time to move on from Robson.
I've gone Robson. I think about Origin. I think about strong defense in the middle. I think about every year watching Harry Grant get pushed back about 10 meters every time there's a hit up in the first couple of sets. I think they'll go Robson again.
This is where there's a bit of conjecture for me because I've gone Robson, but I've almost picked this side like a Queenslander, and I think that they might just do a completely different thing. I've gone Brayley off the bench for a little spoiler.
Oh, okay.
A two hooker punch. I think that they can use him like Harry Grant in other years when he was too young and just come on and run the ball when the Queensland get tired. To be honest, that's what I'm scared of as a Queenslander, in my opinion. It depends how we're picking it, because whether I think they'll do that, probably not as much.
That's an interesting point, to be fair. I didn't think they could go Robson and Brayley.
I had Brayley at 9, and then I thought about that idea when I got to utility.
Yeah. I feel like...
And because of the 6-man bench, I feel like it's just an awesome tactical move, in my opinion.
Okay, we can go Robson.
I don't know. That's just what I would do. Do you have Brayley in your side at all?
No.
Yeah, okay.
I just think defensively he'll get found out. I mean, he does.
I think Brayley's a good defender. And I also don't think Robson's like anything.
Robson's not
out of
setting
this
the
world.
world alight.
I just also agree with the point we made earlier about they just won't need attack from hooker.
Yeah.
Their halves and outside backs are good enough that all it's going to take is someone to direct the middles and
I think
swing it wide.
When you look back to New South Wales' success in 18, 19, 21, you've got Damien Cook, the beach sprinter, just ripping Queensland apart when they get tired.
Yeah.
I think that's when they do good work and good stuff in New South Wales. So I think that's what I think they should do. I think they should go Brayley off the bench to maximise that, but I wouldn't be opposed to Brayley at 9.
I'm not opposed to it at all. I think they could do it. I just think if it was me, I would pick Robson.
Yeah, okay. All right, we can go Robson. That's cool.
No. Well, if you...
No, you both have Robson. So yeah,
that's cool.
That's cool. We'll do that. Second row. I've gone Hudson Young and Jacob Preston.
Yeah, same.
I've got the same too.
Excellent. Now the bench. This is where it's going to be interesting. Connor Watson on all benches.
Yeah, he's my fourth.
See, yeah, you have Bailey.
I just don't see what Connor Watson brings to a 6-man bench. In my
Maybe it's a
opinion.
good point.
I think unfortunately his role's kind of gotten phased out in the sense that you can just pick specialist blokes.
Yeah, I think that's now a good point. Now that you've said it,
You can pick almost 2 utilities for the same role and get more out of them.
I think that's a good
As a
point.
spoiler, I have Matt Burton. I'm happy to go Brayley, Matt Burton. I think that covers pretty much every position for the Blues. Latrell moves to fullback if you need from centre. Stephen Crichton probably play on a wing. Burton at centre. Got your halves cover in Matt Burton. And then, yeah.
Do you have an outside back on your bench? Or like a
Matt
Burton
Burton.
kind of, you went Burton?
I went Burton.
I put McLean because I was like,
I just worry
X
about
Factor
halves
guy.
cover then.
Yeah.
Stephen Crichton to halves, then you're playing an Origin, and it's like, ooh.
what would I do for halves cover?
It would have to be Crichton.
Yeah, that's probably. Well, I guess you could move Latrell, but you wouldn't want to do that. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm happy to roll with that. So
That's just my opinion.
Brayley,
that's fair.
Brayley Burton.
Brayley
We've
Burton.
talked about.
Okay.
Yep.
And now it's more like the forward kind of things.
Yeah, I've gone hypothetically 3 middles and an edge.
I'm the same.
I went, same.
Yeah, you're the same. Okay. Spencer Lenu,
Yep, I've got him on
Yeah.
there.
Alex Twal.
I do not have Alex Twal.
You both don't have Twal.
I think he would be 20th man, to be honest.
I think they have too many locks already. I don't think they'll add an extra one.
You can play through the middle.
But I think benefits to players like him and Jackson Ford is their minutes. In Origin, you've got players who need an equal share because they're all good enough. So I don't have him for that
I don't know.
reason.
Twal's been offloading. Twal's been pretty damaging. I think Twal's been great.
He got locked up by a decent forward pack on the weekend.
Locked up seems
He got
harsh.
one offload compared to his 5 to 6 every other week.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that's the whole story, to be honest. But oh wow, that's a shame. I really okay.
I don't hate it, but I think he'll be in and around the squad somewhere. I just don't think he'll be in the.
I genuinely think he might be 20th man.
Yeah. I tend to agree with
Okay.
that.
Okay. I thought that was one. I said it because I thought there was going to be one every night.
Yeah.
AFB.
I've got AFB.
Well, I had him in my
yeah,
starting
didn't
side,
start.
but yeah, I think
He's definitely on the
in
bench.
there.
Okay, so it's just the last 2 spots again between. Okay, my other name's Hamole.
I've got Hamale as well.
I had Angus Crichton, but I think Hamole could go either way. I think they're both Hamole's been better this year, but Crichton's probably the better overall player with previous years. Depends
Yeah.
what they pick with. I was literally the drop of a hat. I'm happy to put Hamole there.
I was tossing up Crichton as well.
I just think Hamole's defense is probably the letdown. Crichton not as strong in offense, so it depends what sort of approach they go with.
I think
for that.
Hamole won't play though. I think
Yeah.
Hamole's there
Oh,
to be
yeah, no. Just cover.
break glass in case of emergency.
Yeah,
Edge.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
you're
agree.
probably right. I think he could play middle at a pinch. I heard it on a podcast as well. I don't think they need to.
Yeah.
Well,
bench, nah.
I honestly think there's a real world they pick a second row on the bench, and even though they do it, if a second row went down, Murray might play edge and Yo back to lock. There's a real world they just do that to save an
Maybe.
interchange. So
Maybe.
Then why do you pick the second?
Well, no.
row?
If I think if it's late in the game and they're low on, I don't know. Maybe they've already used 3 of their 4 bench and they want to keep some. I
Yeah,
don't know.
good point.
I don't know. Maybe they could do it. Okay, so we're happy to go Hamole.
Yeah,
So who's your other guys? So I went Chwal. Who's your other forward on the bench?
you just said it.
You went Jackson Forward.
Yeah,
I had him.
But I think
have
that just defeats the Chwal argument. You said that
Yeah, but he's also been playing minutes at lock. Jackson Ford's been playing minutes at prop.
I think that's
Yeah, I
much
don't
of
think
a,
there's
I think
much-
that's much of a muchness.
yeah, you're probably right. I just think they'll pick forward.
I'm happy with either.
That's-
I think they're both great shouts.
Yeah, that's my only
But
argument.
that is the same case. You even said that's the case against Jackson Ford,
Yeah,
Alex Twal.
I agree, but I just think Ford can do a better job in less minutes.
I think Ford's got more of a power sort
Yeah.
of elevation in lower minutes.
Isn't that what
Twal's
Twal's
kind
done
of,
for his career? Play like low minutes off the bench?
yeah, but I just don't know if he has
He hasn't had this
as much.
like his
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's pretty.
I guess I'm
high-based,
outnumbered,
to be
so
honest.
I mean, yeah, there's other names I was considering as well, but
Yeah?
Keon could sneak in. He's been unfit, but
No
if he gets
way
back
they
to
pick
full
Keon.
fitness, then
Maybe 2 or 3. Game 2 or 3. If there's injuries.
I'd be blown away if they could pick Keon.
Yeah, I don't think that's
So many good guys. Like this team doesn't have Haas in it.
yeah. Well, Harsh will be the obvious replacement for whoever we list at the end here, whether it's forward or
The forward or
12.
12 position.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gone, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I'm happy to go forward. I think Ford's been fantastic.
Yep.
I love Chwal. I think he's having such a good year.
Oh.
Isn't that ironic? I don't own Chwal, and I went Chwal in my Origin team. You both don't own.
I think it's just
well,
Probably
you
just
own
a
Ford.
bit of a projection. To be
Maybe that
honest,
is actually it.
who we want the other person's Origin player.
Yeah,
on the team,
I don't even.
sub out for
Well,
Supercoach.
I own both, and I would go Ford over Twal.
Yeah, that's probably fair
purely on the fact that Twal is absolutely elite, but he shines when he plays more minutes. I think his his work rate is his winner. Whereas for Ford, I think he can really push those power numbers in shorter minutes. He's shown he can do it in big minutes and just play with less power, but I think Ford can do it in big games as well.
He just feels like more of a try-scoring threat forward as well, and I think that just speaks to his gameplay and potentially how.
That's a good point. To be fair, Chwal is not a try scoring threat.
I did also wonder whether, like, if Mitch Barnett somehow got back to full fitness, whether he'd even be in the conversation.
I just think Jackson Ford's the better Mitch Barnett at the moment.
I agree. Yeah, I don't think you'd do that.
At the moment.
I was trying to look to see who had the more like tackle busting and offloading and stuff like that.
Oh, but I don't think you can purely look.
Bro,
this year.
Chwal's offloading is
Insane.
streets ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm not disagreeing this year, but I think Twal's had one good year. Whether they'll pick him,
I think you make a good point that Ford's a better try scoring threat. Like Chwal's a bit of a plotter in that sense. All right, so we go forward. Cool. So the only thing we didn't decide on is our 6. Should we do wheel spinner?
honestly, that's probably how the Blues will do it.
Yeah. I'm happy to concede my Strange, so I think out of Moses or Luai, whatever we think will be more.
And honestly, I look at all 3 of these names and I'm like, none of them feel right. They all feel wrong.
I rank
They all
it.
feel wrong.
I guess personally,
Maybe that's
because
a good way to do it. Actually, we tier the 3, and
I
then
think
who's
Moses
close.
comes in at 3 for me. And then
So you go
obviously
Strange, Luai, Moses. Okay, I go Luai, Moses, Strange.
even though you're Moses.
Yeah, I'm a turncoat.
I think they'll go. I go Moses, Strange, Lua. I just think kicking game will be big.
That doesn't help because we all went first, second, third.
You know what?
It's one of those 3 names.
Let's put Luai in there. He's tried and tested. I hate him the most, but like he's done it before. So they've loved Panthers ball for so long, and I don't know. They might
Maybe they'll run it back.
I think there's next to 0 chance they pick Moses.
Yeah. Maybe that is the reason we have to go Luai then, because
No, not 0 chance. I'm being too flagrant with it, but I think there's a really small chance they pick Moses.
He has been out of form.
is that? I was going to say, is that mostly based on form? Yeah, cool. I think that's a
that's
pretty
a
good
good-
idea.
If he was getting the Eels to consistently perform in games, you'd be like, oh yeah, he's looking fine. He'll be fine in the Origin arena. The Eels have been terrible, and they haven't just been terrible. They've been bad in bad games, and then they've been randomly fine in other ones. And it's like that just does not fill me with any confidence. He feels like a passenger in that team. When Pezzett was in there, we thought Pezzett was just going to be a ghost.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the case. I think there's an argument to say that Pezzett was the dominant ball player in several of those Parramatta wins.
I would say slightly disagree in some senses. I think Moses just does his job. It's not particularly Supercoach relevant, so sometimes we forget about it. But he's good, really, really good at organising their team for him, and just kind of unlocks Pezzett. Like it's like the Sanders versus Strange. Like Sanders is doing more of a traditional halves role, but you'd still absolutely say Strange is the better half. It's like that toss up for me where in Origin, if you have 2 commanding players who are sort of just marshalling troops left and right, you can really unlock your outside backs, which is my only credit towards why they might pick him.
I also have another point. I think that we're talking about Cleary taking a stand in Origin. He's taken that personally in the past. I think he's going to take that into this series. And if we want him to take that next role, or like I don't want him to, obviously, but you know, if New South Wales want him to take that next role, I think they want to partner him with someone like Luai, where he's going to be able to stand up and shine himself. Whereas if you put him in a halves dynamic with Moses, I think that there could be somewhat of a conjecture over who's running that team. If you give that Nathan Cleary the keys to that team, I feel like that's going to get the most out of him, instead of him going half into his shell, not knowing when to chime in, not knowing who to kind of run the team. That's just my opinion.
I think that's probably fair.
Weighing on my mind is just Moses' comments around it in the past, which was just like he was looking forward last year to the opportunity to just take that step back, run the ball more, and play more like a 6. So
You did say that.
True.
yeah, that's maybe the thing, I guess, against your point, but I don't think it's a wrong point at all.
That's fine. I think we're not going to make a decision right now. I think we just say it's probably going to be. We just say Luai, but
Luai's probably the
I'm unconvinced by it. I'm unconvinced by it either way.
Yeah.
Like whoever we went with, that wouldn't have felt right, in my opinion. Okay, cool. Blue side done. Edwards at fullback, To'o and Jenkins on the wing, Latrell and Crichton in the centres, Luai and Cleary in the halves, Yo, May in the front row with Robson at 9, Young and Preston on the edge, Murray at 13, and at the bench of Brayley, Ford, Lenu, Hamole, Fanul Blake, and Burton. Panic buys and sells for another week. I'll start with my first panic buy. This one's going to be nice and quick. James Tedesco is a 10.
Good stuff.
He might be the first true, basically must-buy, must-own player in a long time.
Yeah.
Yep. Especially given the fixture this week.
Yep. You need him for this. You need to, at the very least, VC him, if not just straight captain. And then you want him for the origin and the run home.
Yep.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any disagreement.
Zero pushback. Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Okay, that brings me to my buy then, which is Xavier Willison. So I think I guess he's not a must, but I think he's a pretty strong option there. And at is he low 5s, high 4s, something like that?
5 flat.
Anyway. 5 flat. Okay, there you go, in the middle. Yeah, I'll be, spoiler, bringing him into my team. So I think he is a 6.
Yeah. 6 is probably about right. Dan touched on it in our beautiful stat spotlight. You don't have to get him this week. Still has a break even of 36, I think.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So,
that is a good point.
yeah, I think 6 is about right because you do want him in the next 2 weeks, but you do not have to get him this week. You can wait a week if you've got other fires like myself and Dan as well.
I'm not bringing him in this week.
So
I think it's a great buy, but
Yeah.
the fact of, you said, the break even, and you do also just get a week to see what his
role-
what it's going to
minutes
look like. I mean, with a front row of Ben Tolte and
are.
Jackie Goss,
I'm pretty confident.
it's
It's going to be good.
He got 86 in base, 82 in base power, I think it was. Anyway, I did there's a reel coming out yesterday. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's great.
yeah.
Yep. Moving on. My buy of the week is Herbie. 2 blokes to my left already own him. I have him at an 8. I don't think he's an absolute must-have. Has the wires this week, but this is your last week to afford him. And if he goes on a massive run, you're going to want him. Now, he might not, and I'm not saying you have to have him, but I've faded him too long. I knew there was going to be a game where he pushed that 130. I didn't think it would be against Penrith, but the Heat just did wonders for him with fatigue in the game. I was a little bit disappointed because I kind of got away up until that point, and now I've kind of taken a score I don't really want to, but still buying him, I think, a little bit under or maybe just a touch over what he started the season at.
Basically the same.
So not really lost anything there, but yeah, I think you need him now. Break even is very low this week. I think it's 50s. 51. So yeah, if he gets another 100, you must have him pretty much.
I think he's a 9 or a 10. I think he's basically a must-have. His
Yeah.
buy period draw is really good. I think they only miss 1 mini.
Yeah.
He's obviously not going to play Origin.
Yeah.
I can't think of a good reason to not own him.
I think he's bordering on a must in a week where if you had Turbo and don't have Teddy, and then have
There's expensive sells.
don't have Herbie as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would definitely be boosting to make both of those happen if it was possible. I know it's a lot of cash, but
I'd agree.
Yep.
I'd be going down to Manu Leilor and just facilitating it if I had one of Fafita or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah,
Snaking back down the line, Kinney, the man to sell him or sell from to him. If your fullbacks were similar to mine, Sewer, Kinney, Teddy, I think you try and bring in Teddy and Sewer this week. Teddy and Herbie this week, and then obviously just find cash at some position. You can go down if you have cash spare and you can go down to Willison, do that. If not, go all the way to Mano Lailea, and then obviously.
Why are you struggling to say that name so much?
I don't know. Well, we're moving on. Yeah, if you have the cash, otherwise you can get front row. Stefano down's not the worst option at this point either. So, yeah, he is definitely a strong sell. I think given the rib injury as well, I'm going to put him at a 7 for a sell.
Do you not feel weird selling someone with a negative 15 break even?
Not at all.
it feels a bit weird, but
I understand the buy and the...
I think on a week where Teddy has to come in, I don't know if everyone has him. I think you just got to do it.
That's fair.
I
That's
am,
fair.
mate.
Also think there's a chance he doesn't play. 1 to 3 weeks for the rib injury. He could not play for 3. I think he'll be back next game, but it's going to be painful for him to take hit ups. So
yeah, if you are holding him, I think you've got to be thinking he's going to get like 40 to 60, kind of limit his output, and then just probably don't look to play him until he makes that extra cash. But I don't see a world where you can really hold him with Trell scoring big, Herbie scoring big, and Teddy scoring big. If you have all three, then sure, hold Kenny, but that means you probably don't have Sewer, and you probably don't have Cleary or a second half back.
Yeah, fair.
There's people to go to, in my opinion.
Yep.
So yeah, I agree. All right, my panic sell is Noah Martin. Obviously, has been benched 2 weeks in a row. Looked like he survived that benching and still knocked out a 60. So we're like, oh, can you just do that from the bench? Then knocks out, a 40 or 50 last week. So I can't remember exactly what it was.
45, I think.
Well, back down to earth there for Noah Martin owners. Was looking like he was on the chopping blocks with a lot to do this week. But Hudson Young, thankfully, thankfully took off Sewer for Longo's head off. So, he's gone. But did you say 1 week, Dan?
Yeah.
I thought it might have been reported too. Obviously, did he challenge it or something? Oh, no.
Is this Sewer?
No, Hudson Young.
Hudson Young.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 1 match.
Yeah, wow. Okay, I definitely thought that was going to be more. So we thought that was going to be more when on Monday I think we briefly brushed over holding Noah Martin. Yeah, definitely a hold in my opinion. Obviously Hudson Young, we think he's played himself into a Blues jersey.
Definitely.
So he's going to be gone for 12, 15, 18 obviously. They do have the bye in 18, so that's just life. But I think he's got a strong Origin schedule. Is going to start every week for that. And then yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
One of the strongest Origins runs as well.
Yeah.
And I think
they've got Dolphins, Cowboys, Roosters, Para, Melbourne, then St. George, mouth-watering draw. So I think he's definitely looking for a try soon. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine. I'd also add that it's likely that when Hudson Young comes back from Origin, at least for the backup, if they're going to take a second rower off, it will likely be Hudson Young. They probably, if they're not going to play someone for 80, it would be Hudson Young. So, I think he's a definitely great hold in that period.
That's probably a strong point.
Yeah.
Cool.
I agree.
So then to put a number on it, I think you just hold him. So a panic sell 1, in my opinion.
I agree.
Definitely wouldn't get rid of him.
Yep.
Or 0, actually.
Is there any world where if this is your ticket to Teddy Herbie, you'd sell him?
Surely there's another second row you can sell before him. There would have to be another one.
Like I could Chan down before I went Noah Martin down.
Obviously.
Yeah.
You're probably right. There's probably someone else.
Is there there's no world where you
I'm trying to think what your front row could look like.
Hal? Would you sell Hal if that was
yeah.
your ticket?
Yeah.
I think I would hold Martin. Yeah. He's still got cash to make.
Okay. I might disagree slightly, just purely on the fact that they could just play for the next 4 weeks. Zach Hoskins starting and Noah Martin off the bench until Origin all the way. If it's 1 week, then
It's only 2 weeks though. This week he'll play, and then they play for 2 weeks, then it's a bye.
yeah, I don't know. I just think every team will have someone better to get cash from, whether it's Stefano at front row or something like that. So Keon at front row for people who still have him like us on the consensus.
Yep, cool. My sell is Macassini. He's obviously been dropped, and he had an awful game against the Broncos. I'll say 5. I'm pretty either way about it.
Yeah, I'm a bit scared. I think I will look to sell him in the next couple of weeks, probably to the other Tigers center, Taylor May. Taylor May is probably going to hopefully
Bottom out.
Bottom out. Yeah, bottom out. That was the word I was looking for. We'll bottom out at around somewhere low 5s, hopefully. Maxini's 333, I think. So it's only a little jump to go up to there. And then I think we know who Taylor May is going to be. He could definitely turn into a season keeper. But you could definitely hold Macassini. I just worry that if they've just seen that they're stunting him a little bit by rushing him into first grade. I just wonder if he's fallen down the pecking order in terms of Laulili, Tavana.
Yeah.
Then obviously they're still running Patrick Herbert off the bench. So I just wonder if he's really fallen down the ranks there a bit. It just feels too cloudy for me. So he's definitely not a panic sell in a week like this, but I think you probably do look to get him out of your team. Because if he comes back later in the year, you can easily just downgrade someone else back to him as that rogue cheapie later in the year.
A 50 break even.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't even be in a rush. You can, if similar to your point, to add on to it, if he does come back and play a game, even if he scores a try and gets 65, he's going to go up petance. And then you'll have 2 weeks with that in his average. So, I think it's a bit of a luxury move, which I think was fair with the rating of 5. But yeah, you can absolutely do it.
Yeah, I just don't think you want to hold him over Origin, but definitely not. you don't have to get him out this week.
Yep.
Cool.
Lovely. Panic buys and sells done for a week. Let's whip through our trades. The Dragons, as I said last week, I don't want to be anywhere near them. I mean, Jaden Sewer's a seller because he's sent off anyway, but he's also a Dragon. Jaden Sewer and Valentine Holmes out. And I'm bringing in James Tedesco and Manu Leilua. Pretty boring week.
Cool. Yeah, relatively boring. I think it's just Teddy and whoever else you can facilitate that, except if you were silly enough not to get Herbie at the start of near the start of the season. So, anyway. Oh, sorry, Ben. Forgot about that.
Literally just done.
He's also higher ranked than both of us.
Yeah.
He's literally just done his job, so it's not like he's reinvented the wheel.
No, yeah, you're right.
Those 6 points in average he was supposed to gain, he hasn't yet.
Oh, sorry, and I'll captain as well. I'm going to take a flyer on Adam Dewey as a VC on Thursday night against the Raiders. I think the
And
Raiders,
you're only really taking that if it's 130 plus.
yeah. This won't be like a 99. Oh, do you take it?
Like
No.
what's the
you
realistic
don't.
number? 110?
120 plus. I'll think about. I don't think I take a 110.
No, I don't think you do either.
Teddy just scored 162 and he only scored one try.
We saw it last week. Herbie, Trell, and Teddy all went bigger than a 118 Cleary.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
if it's not 120 plus, I don't know if you take it.
Fair.
I think this is going to be a bloodbath. I think Teddy could get 3 and 3 try assists and 20 million tackle busts.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Teddy captain, Dewey VC.
I do not. I think this is going to be the polar opposite to Foz's first week as interim. I think this is going to be a bad time. This is going to be a horror movie.
Oh, yeah. Well, considering they didn't have a coach and didn't train on Monday, I think they're in a big
Cade
struggle.
Reed is going to get the baptism of fire.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah,
Like,
that's right.
It's all the time. Yeah, like Flanagan should have been dropped for weeks ago, but then they drop him on the Anzac Day clash against the Red Hot Roosters. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
But, oh well. What are you doing, mate?
All right, Willison in for me. Jaden Sewer obviously had to go. I'm opting to hold for feeder another week because I just have stuff to do.
Who was your duel? Oh, sorry, yeah, because the front row's
How
moved down.
down.
Yeah, that makes it easy.
That was actually quite good for me because I get another 2RF front FRF duel down in the 2RF because at the moment I've got Twal, who's a duel, Willison now, and then Howe down. So, yeah.
Nice.
I'm pretty happy. You can interchange that at will. So, I'm pretty happy with that.
Very nice.
And then Teddy in. So, obviously had to do Teddy. As it currently stands... Oh, yeah, for Kinney. Yep. So, yeah. As it currently stands, I have Jaden Campbell on the bye. So, unfortunately, that means I have to play the bum Daniel Atkinson.
What a guy.
So, I'm still relatively undecided whether I just VC Teddy and then captain, and just in case he gets his head blown off in that match. And because then the thinking is I'll have to take Atkinson's AE points anyway.
Who would you captain? Penrith play on the Sunday, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Cleary.
Cleary's the backup.
Yep. Okay.
So, yeah. Otherwise, obviously, the other plan is VC Simi, captain Tedesco. But then you're still taking Atkinson points. So, it's
Simi running at...
It'd be running at
Taylor May's left centre. No, Taylor May's left centre.
Yeah, Simi's right centre.
Yes, okay, yes. Oh, yep.
I just don't know if Simi's got the ceiling enough to go to 120. So I don't know if that's a viable play. I think it's better to hedge my bets and then just in case.
When do the Dolphins play? Oh, the Dolphins play after the Roosters. Oh, that's a shame.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't have that many options.
I would have loved that.
That's all right.
Oh, well.
So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yep, cool.
Easy. I'm opting to use my third boost of the season this week. Obviously didn't have Herbie, so it's pretty simple for me. Herbie, Teddy, and Francis Manulale'a in for Jaden Sewer, Kinney, and Turbo. So nice little round there and gives me a spare 200k, which will be helpful next week or the week after to get off some of these cheapy centre wings. Means I have Chester in my fullback slot now, which is beautiful because if I want to bring in another fullback in a couple of weeks or a half at flex, I could easily bump him back and upgrade either Leo or Makasini, who I still unfortunately have up in a few weeks there. Same as Elliot for me, VC Teddy, Captain Cleary. I'm opting to play Sanders this week. I like the matchup against the Tigers tonight. So yeah, that's sort of the thought there for me. But I would be more than happy to drop Stefano out, given their game is after the Roosters.
Yeah.
So I would be more than happy to drop him out if Teddy gets that big score. So Storm are the last game on the Saturday, and the Roosters are the day game. So I'll drop Stefano, and I've got a Rama out front row to captain there if Teddy goes nuclear.
Fair enough. Cool. Consensus team?
Absolutely. So still got Keon, which is a touch unfortunate. And obviously don't have Teddy either.
Oh. Oh, that's a shame. We don't know 100% what we're doing. We're a little bit unprepared with the consensus this week.
Yeah, we've got too many fires, so it's going to take a bit of discussing.
What we were discussing was, what was it? Sewer and Keon
Yeah.
to Herbie and Leilua. But Marnie Leilua, sorry.
Yeah.
But, oh, no, Teddy. That's probably going to have to get fixed.
Yeah.
We'll discuss off air and present it on the Instagram for later this week. Final decisions.
Do have Kinney as well, so I mean it would suck, but we could use the fourth boost.
Oh, jeez.
Feels rough.
We'll think about it.
We need Teddy. Yeah. Anyway, food for thought there.
Yep. And yeah, the captains will be pretty similar to what we've all done.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Alrighty, tips for the week.
Say that because he's in first place.
Before we start, I'm just going to provide an update of where we are all at for the season so far. If I can get there fast enough is the answer. Cool. So currently for the season, our overall leader is Elliot on 49 points, Ben's on 48, and I'm trailing behind a little bit on 42. But still very tight. I'm still early days.
Absolutely.
Big trailer, eh?
Long season ahead.
Trailer guy.
Okay. Good stuff. Good banter. Hope you're happy with yourself, mate. Match for the week. Tigers, Raiders, Thursday night. I'm going to go Tigers 1-12.
I think the Raiders will win 1-12.
I'm going Raiders 13+. I think their attack's just been improving.
Wow.
Good chance they get it right this week, but we'll see.
Sure. Cowboys, Sharks. Sharks 13+. Cowboys, Pretenders.
I think it'll be Sharks 1-12.
Yeah, Cowboys 1-12 at home.
Wow. Okay. Broncos, Bulldogs. Jeez. Broncos might find a way. Broncos 1-12.
Broncos 1-12. Baby Broncos up.
Yeah, Broncos 1-12.
It feels like a way the dogs find a way to lose.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Some weeks I watch them and just think, what are you lads doing?
I mean, they managed to lose to Parramatta, so.
I have an early shout, and I'm never going to wish for an injury on someone, but I think Stephen Crichton goes out there and comes off.
Ouch. That's interesting. Out-of-pocket prophecy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry about that,
just
critter, if it
I
happens.
had a message from above, from the rugby league.
All right. Dragons, Roosters. Roosters 13+.
Yeah. Roosters 13+.
Same.
Cool. Warriors, Dolphins in New Zealand.
In Wellington.
Wellington.
Isn't that the All
Wellington.
Blacks fortress?
Sky Stadium. Yeah, I think
pretty
Sky
sure
Stadium's
that's
the All Blacks.
The All Blacks fortress.
Was 1-12.
Was 13+.
Was 13+.
I think Dolphins they were good last week.
I think Darwin will take it out of them, and I think that
Maybe.
the Wise might be playing on emotion for this one.
Okay.
Yeah, for the fire now.
Melbourne versus Bunnies.
Can we continue to tip against Melbourne?
Melbourne 1-12.
Bunnies 1-12.
I was hoping you guys agreed so I could just jump on the back because I have no idea. I'm going to go Melbourne 1-12. I think they'll have to eventually get it right.
Knights, Panthers. Panthers 13+.
Knights 1-12.
Wow.
I'm going to go Panthers 1-12. I don't think it'll be a killing after the fatigue from Darwin, but yeah, I think they still win.
Cool. And then Seagulls, Eels, Manly 13+. Tom and Eddie.
Yeah, Manly 13+. Kohler hat-trick.
Yeah, Manly 13+ as well.
Fantastic. That is us done for the week, gentlemen.
All right, happy days. Thanks for joining us, and yeah,
Arrows be green.
Wow. Good stuff,
waiting
mate.
for that one.
Good stuff, mate. Thanks, guys. Have a good week.
See ya.
See you later.
Peace.